let's talk about SUI going well, because you can't deny that a higher token price does a few things. And I'll just say it. First of all, it gets more eyeballs, and this is an attention economy, which makes it easier to hire. It also gets more money in the treasury, which means you can probably give more grants to people. And you guys experienced this like literally in the last few months. It's gone, pretty skyrockety. That must change the way you guys do some business.
Something that changed perception to our heads is people, for the first time, they understood the innovation leadership and flagship that SUI has to offer in the community. Because the reality is many new tools that changed how people were interacting and faster was appreciated eventually. This is what I believe is the main reason for all of this happening. And the fact that we were also super robust, that people can operate their businesses without their money being paused or lost or something, I think it's appreciated, at least perceptionally. I'm not saying the traders, but on the developer sides, because I'm the nerd of the company, I cannot talk about the price itself. I can see some very good perception of how we're operating, and they like it when they try others and then they come to us. So more developers on SUI, faster transactions, TVL that is flourishing, it plays a role. All of this, I believe, they contributed into having a better hype for SUI as technology. We have to continue this pace. If you want to see SUI surpassing Solana and Ethereum, we have to be the most innovative for 2025, as we were in 2024, arguably, undeniably, and 2026, 2027 onwards. I believe it's just a few years ahead that we will surpass, at least on people's mind, the usability and the importance of SUI compared to the rest. Is this reflecting to prices? Nobody can tell, but I believe if the technology is appreciated, yes.
We've invested in a few projects that have launched on SUI, and they said that your team is super accessible. Like, they want to contact you, they need help, you're there to help them, you're there to help them build. It's like immediate. And now,
it plays a huge role. Do you know why? Because we created on purpose a solution engineering team. We scattered this team across the world, and this solution engineering team has a goal: do not help SUI itself, help our partners. Because we're not alone. We need other people to also build businesses on top of it. We're the operating system, we're the heart of their business. And now that's why you see SUI creating infrastructure that is not easy to happen by someone else, and then other people can build businesses. SUI, as I told you before, the CPU. Walrus, the hard disk. T-Book, the Excel sheet, the NASDAQ of the blockchain. NS, SUI NS, the identity. There's a few more coming. There is a SEAL project. There is the Remora project that we said we were the first blockchain with Remora in the world that we advertised a system, pilot phase first, and then Remora, that the validator can have multiple machines. And if you have multiple machines per validator, now you can do a lot better than anyone else. And SUI was the first. Many people are cloning now. But as you can see,
Peter Thiel took $500,000 and turned it into $1 billion using the exact same techniques we're using inside the investment club. He met a CEO, his name was Zuckerberg. He pitched him the deal and he said, okay, I'll give you $500,000. Mark went public and sold the shares to people like you. Well, what happened to Peter? Well, he exited and got a 2,300x return. The wealthy invest in early stage companies, folks. The public markets are for suckers. It's a rigged game. By the way, this happens in crypto as well. It's called pre-sale tokens. This is Solana. Does anybody know this chain? They sold pre-sale tokens for 4 cents. And you can see the date on there, April 5th, 2018. Look at Solana today, folks. That thing's up over 1,000x. The media and Wall Street and all these hype people get you to buy the top. Meanwhile, they put their clients in at the bottom and they use you for liquidity to make their clients rich. You can play this same game. You just have to have the financial education and the deal flow. That's it.
In my opinion, the fact that we're driving innovation, it's okay for others to clone, but if it wasn't for SUI, it will be a stagnant environment, at least in some of the places that I personally believe will help Web 2 folks to come into Web 3. We cannot recycle users and say, oh, I want 20% of the Ethereum users or Solana to come to us. So we have to build the infrastructure, and then the companies now say, okay, I can do something on SUI, but I have PDFs. Oh, I can use Walrus. But I have an order book, I have AI agents. Oh, I can use the batch transactions on SUI where I can solve the Expedia problem, right? The Expedia problem is, I want to go to a place, but I need my flight, my tourist agent, my train tickets, my hotel. Either they all succeed or they all fail. I cannot go there and I don't have a connecting flight. Right. So SUI has innovation that solves this. We even had actually natively sponsoring transactions. The average user who is getting a wallet, they don't know how to spend because they cannot. If you don't get your first SUI, you cannot. But we have sponsoring. So new businesses were created to say, watch a video for 1 second and you get your first, we are sponsoring your first SUI transaction.
This is important.
Super important.
Yeah, it's an innovation because if you come into crypto right now, say you're on the Ethereum chain, you need some ETH to do anything. Yeah. And how do you get ETH? Because a lot of times you need ETH to get ETH, or you need to set up a centralized exchange.
Yeah, it's a chicken and an egg problem, right?
Yeah, it is chicken and egg. And so people, they just get stuck. I've been stuck before where I can't actually do anything and I don't know how to get the ETH and the central exchange is closed and my credit card got dinged. But with you guys, you've got sponsors so someone can watch an ad and get a tiny bit and that's all you need. So it becomes almost
and you can imagine other businesses using sponsorship and ZK login with Google and sponsorship. Right. You don't feel you are on Web3.
Okay.
If you have an instant transaction 0.4, at Facebook I told you, the minimum time you have to wait for UX, the maximum, it's 2 seconds.
Okay.
After that, you're losing users.
Right.
Maybe 3, depending on if you're doing some UX crazy stuff. One of my managers at Facebook was at Netscape. I don't know if you remember Netscape, before Internet Explorer.
Yeah.
So his innovation was when the bar was loading, people were waiting at the very first days of 2000, the boom. Why it's taking so long? So his trick was, let's create a GIF that is doing the loading signal.
Right.
And this arrow that is doing the loading signal somehow convinced people that they didn't wait so much. Nothing changed on the experience.
Right.
So you have to also work on some tricks to make people not getting bored when they're using the blockchain.
Yeah.
We also found other ways, not having the constant pop-up. Imagine you're playing a game. Let's assume we're playing chess here, and for every chess move I have to do pop-up. Sign this transaction. Pop-up, sign this transaction. It doesn't work. You cannot do trading with pop-ups.
Right.
So we found ways to create ephemeral keys on the session, and very quickly you give the permission for this application. For now that I'm here, for 1 hour, you're signing on behalf of me.
Okay. Okay.
Bam, bam. You press the button and it executes the transaction. 0.4 seconds. Done.
Okay. All right. All this is to help the user perception and to make it just more user friendly. The same thing they did with the tubes in London. If you ever see, there's the times for the next train. They are digital. Now they rarely actually correspond to how much time you're waiting, but just seeing them makes you calm.
Oh, it's not reflecting the time?
Sometimes it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, but
it works for me though.
Yeah,
you see?
I know, and by having an exact number, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, it just gets everybody at ease, and now you just wait.
100%.
But without it, you would be stressing and checking your watch, and 5 minutes would feel like 15 minutes. So another perception marketing.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.